Hey friends, it's Joby here with another episode of the AusGamers Weekly Wrap-Up, brought to you by Coca-Cola's Colour Your Summer campaign. I'm joined as always by Managing Editor of AusGamers, Steve Farrelly. Yeah, that is a flourish. And this week is our last episode for the year.
It is.
And so I think we're going to do some Game of the Year stuff. Yeah.
We've got some special guests for that, which is very cool.
Yep. But we might jump into the news first. So first off in the news this week is Grand Theft Auto Online is getting heists. Finally, after such a long time. But we're finally going to get to do heists in multiplayer. So heists were the sort of dynamic mission situation that they invented for Grand Theft Auto 5, where you had to get the resources you needed for the heists to, get a big payday and stuff like that. And
plan everything out.
Yeah, you planned everything. You decided how the heist would go down. Yeah. And you'll finally be able to do it in multiplayer, which is exciting as hell. You know, Steve will be the driver and I'll be the bag man, and we'll have someone else be the gunner. And it'll be really cool. But they're adding in new items like mounted machine guns on cars, and a new VTOL jump jet, an aircraft carrier that you can go out on the ocean. Really cool stuff. And apparently 20 hours of heist missions in multiplayer. So
yeah, you need to be 12 though, right? Level 12?
Rank 12.
Rank 12, sorry.
Yeah, you need to be rank 12. So if you haven't been playing, make sure you get in and level up. If you played online on the previous version, like if you've switched over to the next gen version of Grand Theft Auto 5, you can actually...
You retain your rank, right?
You can transfer your character.
Right,
that's pretty easy. So I'm already level 27, or rank 27, which is very handy. But yeah.
I'll add it to my growing list of games that I need to get into that now have some cool mechanic that requires me to get into them. Yeah. And it's early next year, so hopefully around the same time as the PC release, which is in January.
Yeah, so I'm guessing it will be on launch of the PC version.
Yeah, which would make sense.
It would, yeah. But yeah, let's go have a look at the new trailer that they released for Grand Theft Auto Online.
I know you've been complaining, but you weren't ready. You need crew to take a score.
All right, first thing's a plane. Then we got a bus. We got the inmate transfer schedule, and that's a two-person job. You sure they're not following you? It's gonna require a little bit of finesse. Simple. Should be the easiest money you'll ever make.
Awesome stuff.
Yep.
So also on the news this week, Microsoft's Azure servers are now available for Xbox Live.
Yes, which is very cool news. We've only been waiting, all year for those?
Yeah, exactly.
When you are building a data center the size of a football field in undisclosed locations, paranoia people, obviously it does take some time, and they were switched on in September for businesses and for app builders and stuff like that, but now it's finally game ready.
Yeah, it's ready for you to jump in and play online using these Azure servers, and it's going to be very handy for Xbox Live punters, which is very encouraging.
Yeah.
It's about time they got in and got some real Australian support. So that's awesome.
But we're seeing it everywhere, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, exactly. So it's not just Xbox Live that's doing this. Also in the news this week, NBA 2K15 now has Australian servers, which is awesome if you play online, and you probably didn't, because it was until now a pretty crappy experience. But now there's hope that you should be able to play it on the Park, which is their 100 player area where you can play street basketball and stuff like that, which is super cool. You take your My Player character in and see what you can do. But Yeah, that's pretty cool, and yeah, it's not just them, you know, other games.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Blizzard came to Australia in a big way this year with servers.
Yeah.
For Diablo and for World of Warcraft finally.
Yeah.
And now and obviously there's other games like Smite, which is kind of a niche title, but it's getting like the local server support. So
And regional finals now, so
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
So yeah, it's really great to see Australia kind of emerging as a place of not just of interest, but of actual investment in long-term game playing and the future and infrastructure and things like that. So
It's also rad. Yeah, it's rad that our servers are no longer, you know, in Singapore. That they're actually in Australia, which is really cool.
yeah.
But yeah, I guess do we have a? Let's cut to a video of me falling over.
Yep. That never gets old. I feel like I need a GIF of that just
Oh my god!
as like a thing on my desktop.
I'll never not be embarrassed by it because it's in slow motion. It's just terrible.
Yeah, and you were you're on at least two of the major news.
I was on
Major
Channel
channels.
7 News and Sunrise.
Yeah, which is
Hey.
very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was hilarious. But yeah. Moving on.
Moving on.
Evolve is getting an open beta on Xbox One exclusively.
Yeah.
From January 15 this year. Next year, rather.
It's a month out from the official release of the game.
Yeah.
So it's cool that it's getting a beta for a whole month. I guess they're stress testing.
Yeah.
And we know that those guys have got local servers as well, which is really cool. But
Yeah.
it's sad news for PC players and PS4 players, but you know, we've seen what happened with Destiny and PS4 and Xbox One. So it's just one of those things that I guess the industry continues to do. But either way, very cool. And also, they have revealed
They revealed the third monster.
the third monster, the
Yeah.
Wraith.
The Wraith.
She's kind of a rogue assassin type of character, very lithe, very sneaky. She has some very cool abilities. She's the weakest of the monsters, but she's also the quickest.
Yeah, so she has the least amount of armor and health, so she can get jacked up pretty quickly, but her abilities are fantastic.
You
She's got this one where you
corner
dive
someone
in and grab them and drag them.
Yeah.
Really
Abduction, and then obviously if you can do that, and you can couple that with Supernova, which is, oh man, what a move that is.
You attack at like twice the normal speed, and you just shred people.
That is a button mashing person's dream.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, we've got some preview stuff of that up on the site this week. Video of myself playing through as the Wraith, so check that out. But in the interim, maybe we should just have a quick look.
Yeah, sure.
She is very cool. I can't wait for the 4th monster.
Yeah, no, that's going to be really interesting. That's the pre-order only monster.
Yeah.
So if you pre-ordered the game, you'll get it. But I assume at some point they'll release it.
Yeah.
To buy as DLC or whatever. But yeah, no. So with her, they've officially got their 3 main archetypes. They've got the sorcerer, which is the Kraken, casting lightning from afar. The warrior, which is the Goliath, and just damage dealing.
Yeah, hulking monstrosity.
And now the assassin class with the Wraith, which is super cool.
Yeah, so it does leaves speculation open, but it's kind of hard to know what they'll go for.
Yeah, I'm guessing some sort of ranger type, but we'll have to wait and see. I guess.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's move on to Game of the Year.
Yeah, Game of the Year. So we actually didn't want to just bore you with our own Game of the Year this year. And if you want to feel that, then you can go to the Gap podcast that we did, which was some 5 hours long. Yep. But we delved deep into Game of the Year on that.
We went all the way in.
Yeah, I don't think some people came back.
No.
But no, so we reached out to our peers, to our friends here in Australia, or our other editors. So we asked them to give us their Game of the Year, and here they are.
Hello, my name is Mark Searles. I'm the editor of Kotaku Australia, and just thought I'd drop my Game of the Year, which is Alien Isolation. What to say about Alien Isolation? It's just scary, awesome. I just like the emergent stuff, just the emergent alien stuff, man. It's just, I don't know what it is about it. It's just such a brave game, such a ambitious video game. It didn't even deserve to be made, really, when you think about it, after how terrible the last Alien game was. The fact that they did make an Alien game, and the fact that they did something really completely weird and different, and completely outside what we normally see from like big budget games, I just think it's phenomenal. Okay, that's me. Thanks very much. See ya. Bye.
Hey, I'm Tano, one of the editors at MMGN, and 2014's been a pretty interesting year, I think. I feel kind of ashamed because I haven't really gotten in on what was probably the best console in terms of exclusives and fresh content. That's the Wii U. I just haven't really gotten into it, and I feel kind of ashamed for that because I've seen Bayonetta 2 in action, and I've seen Smash Brothers, and I probably haven't spent as much time as I should have for someone in my position. But as far as games that I have actually played, I guess for Game of the Year, it's probably a toss-up between Shadow of Mordor or Alien Isolation, and I'm kind of leaning towards Isolation only because, it does what I think the industry in general has been kind of very cautious and kind of scared to do for a while, and that's make a really kind of brave survival horror experience. And being a bit of an Alien fanboy myself, I've kind of fallen into the trap of just, I guess, becoming obsessed with it. And yeah, I think it does, aesthetically it looks great and it plays really well. So yeah, I think it's probably the best option in terms of something new and original that everyone should check out. So yeah, that's definitely my Game of the Year.
Hey, this is Daniel Wilkes, editor of Hyper and PC Power Play. Forgive the disheveled deadline beard and general lack of sleep. My games of the year, Game of the Year for 2014, it's a toss-up for me, so I'm going to mention 2 things because I'm a cheating piece of shit, basically. It's a toss-up between South Park Stick of Truth and Wasteland 2. Both delivered great stories, and just delivered what an RPG should, like entertaining throughout, great mechanics that support the narrative rather than work at opposition to it. And I just spent a ridiculous amount of time playing both. See you guys.
Paul Taylor here from Official Xbox Magazine Australia, talking about my Game of the Year. My Game of the Year this year has to be Titanfall, such a surprising title, mostly because I don't normally play online competitive shooters, but Titanfall just felt really just fresh and very addictive, and the double jump and jetpack stuff was remarkable. Wall running down really lent itself to some very, very, very tense matches, and especially capture the flag, kind of going back and forwards with a mate, him riding on my back with the flag while I'm riding on my Titan, just kind of shooting guys down, watching him jump off and zip lining into the base. Like it's giving me goosebumps right now thinking about how awesome it is. It's a pity that the community kind of died off as rapidly as it did, but still, Titanfall, awesome. Definitely my game of the year.
My game of the year for 2014 is Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U. I've had so much fun on this game this year with myself, with my friends, online friends, and at my new house. And it's just been the ultimate party game. They added so much to it, and you can tell Nintendo only give it one shot Mario Kart a generation because they put everything into it. Just like the graphics have been amazing this time around. Finally in HD, we've got some awesome soundtracks. The handling's as good as it'll ever be. You can set up online tournaments. We've set up tournaments for Vooks. We've set up tournaments just in the house. You can. 4-player drops to 30 frames, but otherwise it's 60 frames and it's in full HD. It's just a gorgeous game. But, I've had so much fun with it, even over Smash Bros. And all the other great games that are out this year. And the DLC just added another whole realm to that. Just number one game.
Some interesting choices there, very raw. It's a really cool way to do it. I really enjoyed that, though. That was cool.
So, what's your game of the year, Joe?
My game of the year is Dark Souls 2. There's no way any other game could beat it, unfortunately, after, many pushback.
Even Shovel Knight?
Shovel Knight was really good. I really enjoyed it, but, it takes so much away from the Dark Souls experience. Like, it builds on that experience into a platformer that I really enjoyed. But Dark Souls is the pure form. So, Dark Souls 2 for sure. What's yours, Steve?
I'm torn between 3 games, and I know, I understand it's game of the year. It's not games of the year.
It is.
I can't decide between Hearthstone because I play so much of it, and the new GBG expansion is just like dynamically altering the way I approach the game. So I'm reinvigorated with it once again. Then I played so much Forza Horizon 2. That game just rewards you for looking at it. Like, it's such a great experience and so rewarding. And then obviously one of the 10s I gave this year, only 2. I can't give Game of the Year to GTA 5 because it got Game of the Year last year pretty much. It's The Evil Within.
Right.
Because it scared the bejesus out of me, and I played it on the absolute hardest possible settings you can.
Yep.
And I've never had a game induce so much anxiety in me before. So they're all fundamentally different games.
Very different games, yeah.
So, it wasn't an amazing year as far as game releases go. We've kind of lamented this.
Yep, that's true.
A lot of games were pushed back to 2015, which should make next year quite interesting. But
very interesting.
It sort of speaks to me that 2014 wasn't without its diversity.
Definitely had its highlights.
Yeah, it definitely had its highlights. So,
pick one. Pick one.
The Evil Within.
Okay. That's a good answer. Speaking of highlights, I have put together a wonderful highlight reel of the AusGamers weekly wrap-up that I think you're all going to very much enjoy. Let's jump to that.
Okay.
Something always brings me back to you. It never takes too long. No matter what I say or do, I still feel you here till the moment I'm gone. You hold me without touch. Keep me without chains.
Well, that was tender.
It was.
Yeah, it was, really tastily done.
Yeah, I want to auction off that jacket of yours for charity in the first episode.
Look,
I love that episode, and I love that jacket.
Yeah, well, it's a brilliant jacket, and I wear it well, and I look very handsome in it. And anyone who says otherwise can go jump off the bridge. Yeah. And I'm a bit defensive about it.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the weekly wrap up for this year. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for watching every week. I assume you're watching every week.
We hope you are.
Yeah. Thank you for joining me, Steve, on this.
No worries.
This mishmash. This
Ever-evolving, dynamic video series.
Yes. Yeah, video news series.
Yeah, and thanks to everyone that's helped us out with it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks to Luke for the music and Glenn for his graphics works and
Loren for his camera.
That's a pretty important part.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, we'll see you next year. Everyone have a safe holiday.
Yeah.
Play as many games as you possibly can. Shoot us comments about what we've been doing.
Yeah.
Give us feedback. We want that.
Yeah,
you guys are the most important part of this.
Yep.
Yeah, and we'll be back in January.
We will be. Yeah. Okay. See you later.
Cheers.
Bye.